how should we quench the spiritual thirst that is within us? Water is an essential for living beings. There is no other drink as water which quenches our thirst. When we consider human beings, 60% of our bodies consist of water. Regularly, we lose water in our body either through urine or sweat. Therefore, it is recommended to drink at least 2 liters of water every day. There are more than 8 billion people in the world, and only 81% of them have access to safe and clean drinking water. More than 1.5 billion people are unable to get clean water. There are many people in the world who are thirsting for drinkable water. Obviously, there is a global water crisis. Climate change, war, wastage of water, and lack of infrastructure have paved the way for this water crisis. God has given us the gift of water to quench our thirst. Moreover, the cultivation of food and livestock depend on water. Therefore, thirst is one of our basic needs, and we cannot quench our thirst without water. But there is also a spiritual thirst in man, and it can be quenched only by God's living water. So, today let's ponder and see, am I allowing God's living waters to quench my spiritual thirst? Today's first reading tells us about the physical thirst of Israelites. People of Israel were in the middle of wilderness as they were journeying towards the promised land. As they were running out of water, people started to grumble and blame Moses for bringing them out of Egypt. The people were ready to give up their God as their thirst for water was so great. They challenged Moses that they would rather be slaves in Egypt than to die of thirst in the desert. They had completely forgotten the wonders God had done for them. At this difficult situation, God asked Moses to take some elders of Israel in front of them and to strike the rock at Horeb with his staff. When Moses did as Lord commanded, water came out of the rock and it quenched the physical thirst of people. Today's Holy Gospel speaks to us about spiritual thirst. As Jesus came to Samaritan village, he visited Jacob's well. There, Jesus encountered a Samaritan woman at an odd time. It was noon and nobody was there. As the Samaritan woman was drawing water, Jesus asked for some water from her. Then she asked, "How can you, a Jew, ask water from me, a Samaritan woman?" Because Jews use nothing in common with the Samaritans. Jesus then told her, "If you would know me, you would ask for the living water." Still unaware of Jesus, this woman asked, "Without a bucket, how can you give water?" Then Jesus replied, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water that I give you will never be thirsty again." Hearing this, she asked for that water so that she may not come again to the well. Then Jesus inquired about her husband, and she lied, telling, "I do not have a husband." And Jesus revealed that she had 5 husbands, and one who lived with her at that time was not her husband. It was because she was a sinful woman, she came at that odd hour to draw water in order to avoid others meeting her. Now, as Jesus revealed her about her secret life, she was deeply touched. Knowing all about her sinful past and broken relationships, Jesus treated her with respect and dignity. This paved the way for her internal conversion. She went into sin to quench her thirst within her soul. Now, after meeting Christ, she has received the salvation. It was the living water she was seeking all her life. Just like the Samaritan woman, today we too have a great spiritual thirst within us. There's a big void and a thirst within us. We try to quench it with materials and people that lead us to sin. The more we try to avoid sin, the greater the temptation to go after sinful addictions and behaviors. Our real thirst is for God, but unknowingly we try to fill it with something or someone lesser than God. But this Lent is the time that we are alone at the well. In this lonely experience, Jesus comes to meet us at an unexpected hour. He knows all our life everything about our dark, sinful past. Now He is ready to give us the living water of salvation. So let us obtain the living water from Christ our Savior.